Hello, my Glow Nation, my Glow family, and my Shillx friends. Look at this. I've got Mr. Jeff here. If you could request to speak, please, sir, because I can't invite you, but I sure can bring you up as soon as you request. I've also got my. Oh, there is my other co host. There is Jason coming up now. And I've got my Greek DeFi here, as well as my co host, who will be live streaming this on YouTube and will be live streaming this on the Glow uh, YouTube channel as well, official. So we have multiple places for everyone to enjoy and listen to this today. Today, we're going to be talking to Jeff of Shillx and celebrating Pool Day. So, what that means is if you go and buy one of the participating programs on the Shillx swap, you will actually be able to get 80% off for any one of the projects. So, pretty exciting day to say the least. Hello, Mr. Jeff, and welcome, sir.
What's up? Thank you so much for having me. And sorry, it's been a crazy morning. I know we wanted to connect beforehand. It's entirely my fault, but so excited about this. So excited to be here. Nothing but love for Glow Nation.
Had a little technical issues too with our Twitter space starting. Things happen. It's technology. It's to be expected, but we just we move on and keep going and just get better as we go, right?
Absolutely.
So it looks like I've got I've got all kinds of nice speakers in here. I've got Shane from Glow, and I've also got Brian down as a listener. Hello, Mr. Brian. Hello, Mr. Shane. How are you today?
I'm good. It's getting late here now, midnight here, so this will be my last bit of stuff in the evening.
You'll finally get some sleep. I'm so jealous of you getting to live in the future like you do, compared to all the rest of us.
I know, it's good. It's good. I'm looking forward to getting back to Ireland, though. I've had enough of Singapore now.
You're in Singapore. Wow. Oh, that's why you're so far off. Okay. Well, get back.
Yeah.
Get back home. Quit working so hard. Okay. And Mr. Brian, I see you come up as a speaker. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing well, sir. How about yourself?
I cannot complain. I've had a wonderful weekend. Everyone wishing me happy birthday and just showing all the love from all the communities. So no complaints here whatsoever.
Very nice.
And looks like I've got Jason up finally. Hello, Mr. Jason. Thank you so much. He's the one, he's the brains behind this operation. He's the one that put all of this together kind of last minute to celebrate Pool Day with Shillx. How are you doing today, Mr. Jason?
I am wonderful. It's so good to see all the friendly faces here and all the family here. Like you said, special thanks to Jeff for working us into his extraordinarily busy schedule this morning. Absolutely love having you on, Jeff.
Yeah, thank you. And again, I don't know if you heard me, but I apologize for not being able to connect with you. It's been absolutely wild, but I wouldn't miss it for the world to be here with Glow Nation and with y'all. And appreciate everything you guys do for us. And I promise, on a less crazy day, like every bit of my attention is yours.
Oh, hey, no worries. We totally understood. And Legion and I were talking about it, and I said, we'll just start. He's going to show up.
No worries. Hey, before we get started, everyone that's in the room, if you could please retweet this space. Let's get some more of our family in here so everyone can hear about this great project that is Shillx and this great opportunity that is Pool Day. Because if you want to have a chance to get in any one of these projects, especially Glow V2, today is the day to do it. So make sure you please retweet this space and get the word out. So let's start off with you, Mr. Jeff. Can you, first, tell us a little bit about yourself, and if you would, tell us about Shillx. Tell us about the project as a whole before we get into Pool Day, if you would, for anyone that is not familiar with what the project is.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so I'm Jeff. I live over here on the lake, just north of Charlotte, North Carolina. interestingly enough. I moved out here for like right about the start of COVID. The only thing I miss about California is surfing. But that's a little bit about me. I've got a 3-year-old daughter and a beautiful wife and a lovely family, and really blessed with a great life and great opportunities to be able to really do something interesting in this space. Up until coming here, I was very focused on Web2 tech. I worked for 5 companies that all had very successful exits, 3 of which were, several billion dollars, $7 billion exits, including IPOs. One of which is planning to IPO this year, was one of the largest affiliate marketing platforms in the world, impact.com. I was a global vice president there. So when I came into this space, I really was trying to figure out where I could make a mark, and kind of landed on, after toying with a bunch of ideas, including a token and other things. The thing I kind of landed on was, how do smaller grassroots projects scale? And as I started thinking about it, I started thinking about community evangelism, and was trying to figure out how to best evangelize communities. And it's funny because you get into something and like you even get blinded by your own experiences. And it took me like an embarrassingly amount of time to realize that like, hey, I probably should do an affiliate solution. But I finally stumbled on the idea that I should do an affiliate solution for a project I did. And I started looking around and realized there was nothing that was really built for DeFi. And, we see a lot of referral programs, but nothing that's really super measurable. And so I started to look at the landscape and saw what was happening with, influencer disclosures and some of the other challenges of just like making sure that things aren't deceptive and are very transparent. And, I started thinking about all of the combination of all of these things. Like, how do we create a Web3 experience? How do we create community evangelism? How do we create measurable marketing initiatives in the space that are profitable for the communities? And how do we do all of that while adhering to, full transparency and disclosures? And so that's what we ended up building, was a combination of all of those things. And, we've been really blessed to have the support of so many great projects like Glow. And, it's just been overwhelming, just the response and the openness to doing something that's kind of radical and totally different than the way it's ever been done before. And now we're really focused on just continuing to build out an ecosystem of solutions that work within that model. And our guiding philosophy is to give more than we receive, and so very focused on making sure that the communities are benefiting from everything that we're doing. And we know that money will come along the way, and it's not our priority, and any project we work with can attest to that. Just very fortunate to be able to have the opportunity to do things the way that we're doing them.
And we've been a big fan of your project. It really does help trying to get the word out and getting influencers to kind of push the projects, because they can actually make something off of what they're shilling. My co-host, the Greek, he has affiliate links with I think Enhance and Glow. So sidebar, total push. Check out the Greek's affiliate links, help him out. So every time he makes a Glow video, he actually can promote Glow and actually get a little kickback back. So I think that's a wonderful way to do it. It kind of helps give back to the community and supporting, and it's joining everyone together, because it's definitely joined Shillx and Glow together, and Shillx and Enhance together, and so many other projects that you guys are affiliated with. Tell me, is there certain things you look for in projects when you partner together with them?
Yeah, so just from an important distinction, like, we work with a ton of projects. We unfortunately can't use the word partner because we're a decentralized application. But that doesn't mean that we don't love the projects that we're working with, and we don't support them in absolutely every way we can. But just one distinction there. In terms of the process. So the fact of the matter is that we are decentralized, which means that like anybody can apply and anybody could sign up. We're in closed beta right now, which means like we're being selective about who we bring on. That's not to say that we are auditing anybody that comes on, but it's really kind of referral based and word of mouth. You know, the thought is that people that we trust vouching for people for other projects, we found it to attract some really great ones. You know, and from getting to know all of the various CEOs on all of the various projects, you know, I've found everybody to be, you know, very trustworthy and transparent and reliable and have the best interests of their community in mind. Obviously, like it would be unfair for me to say that you know, I know without any question that every project, you know, doesn't have the potential of doing something nefarious. There's a human element on everything, but you know, I believe to my core that the projects on there are truly genuine. And moving forward, to answer your question, which is where we want to go. Moving forward, our intent is to leverage relationships with the kind of best of breed solutions. So, you know, I don't have anything formal in the works at this moment because I'm pretty focused on other things, but intend to bring on like, you know, auditing firms to be able to tag the projects and badge them as having been audited, KYC vendors to be able to identify who's been KYC'd, you know, all, you know, as reputable as we can find in each of those associated spaces, just to be able to have additional signs. And then the two things that we plan on doing on a more kind of proactive basis is one, like one of my co-founders, Gabe, he's very into AI and machine learning. It's a passion of his. He's built some really unique things using it, mostly around like temperature controls and things that aren't related to this space. But he's very fascinated on trying to figure out if he can create a machine learning algorithm for helping to flag potential risks, you know, on our platform, so that we can be drawn to our attention if we notice a signal that is potentially, you know, nefarious. And then also, you know, probably towards the end of the year, implementing kind of a pseudo DAO with respect to our affiliates, for being able to flag and then moderate, you know, potential risks on the system. So if like, you know, I'll use an example like how that could work, using a game analogy, because or I was, when I had time, a big video gamer. I used to play a game called Counter-Strike, and like there's a lot of cheaters in that game. And the way that they actually set up their system is that like with enough reports on a cheater, it would be flagged for moderation. That moderation would then go to a certain number of people. The people could then see if they determined if they were a cheater or not with a certain level of confidence. That would then roll up to basically another layer for a secondary review, and then at that point with like basically taken down. And so I see something very similar to that with respect to our platform and our community, again adhering to decentralization, so that like, you know, we don't ever want to be the ones making any of these decisions. That's to protect, you know, DeFi and our reputation and everything that kind of goes along with that. So I hope that answers your question.
Absolutely. I love the idea of starting off, keeping it kind of in the family, and then using technology going forward to kind of broaden it. I love that. And I've actually got a hand up from Mr. Shane. Yes, sir.
Jeff, I'm just wondering if you could go through briefly with people how to sign up as an affiliate on Shillx, because we get asked it quite a bit in our group. So it'd be better coming from your mouth. I think there's a few people in space that were asking about it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So I do have one pinned on the top of, I think, the Shillx profile. It is a nobility, so it's not going to be specific to Glow, but I think it follows the same. It follows the same process. But I'm happy to walk through it. It's pretty simple. So, you know, we need to do a better job, like putting more education on the front of our website, to make people feel confident about connecting their wallet. But I can assure you, we're using, you know, industry standards in terms of the connection and the security, and just the fact of the matter is, like, we need to inform people why they need to connect. But like the first step you do is you go to shillx.com, you'll connect your wallet. Once you've connected your wallet, it's going to basically prompt you with a window. The window is going to say, are you looking to sign up as an affiliate or a merchant? An affiliate is obviously somebody that's going to promote a project, and a merchant is typically a project themselves. With that, once you've clicked on to become an affiliate, it's going to ask you to assign a username. The username will become, your part of your URL. So it could be, for example, Greek DeFi, right? And if Greek DeFi is your username, then you'll end up getting custom links to projects with your username. Once you've assigned a username, what we wanted to do, we wanted to do it for two reasons, I guess, but hold on, I guess as an aside, like what you'll end up doing is registering for each one of the projects that you'll want to support. And within our swap itself, it would actually say like projects you're supporting and then other projects. And for the projects that you're supporting, you'll get a commission on any buy. Those are basically floated to the top of the list. On the ones on the bottom, those are direct buys, and there's not an affiliate obviously associated with them, and so there isn't the same fee. So if you're just a DeFi maxi, then feel free to sign up for them all. If you're very project specific, then feel free to just sign up for the ones that you support. I think that's the main thing. The other side is like, and the important thing to recognize is like how we actually architected our system. So, when you actually are registering for part of a program, you are actually publishing your own contract onto the blockchain, and that contract allows you to interact directly with the merchant's contract that they've published on the blockchain, which actually interacts directly with the contract that represents their token. So it's pretty unique in the way that we set it up. Again, being fully decentralized, the really cool thing about this is that like by owning your contract, you can actually go and destroy your contract regardless of our system. So pretty unique in that way in terms of how we've architected it. And also selfishly, because I'm a fully transparent person, it also it removes us from the equation, which is an important part of decentralization, and allows us to kind of at this moment, we believe allows us to mitigate some of the KYC requirements, because we actually never touch any funds except for our portion of the affiliate payouts. Everything is directly between the buyer and the affiliate and the project. So really interesting with that regard. So it's entirely peer-to-peer, which is the big KYC requirement for now. That being said, we have plans and processes and policies in place such that if there ever is a hard requirement for us to be able to implement KYC functionality or create kind of rollback tax scenarios, that like we have the process in place because we are a US LLC. But our goal is to remain as decentralized as possible for as long as we absolutely can, and hopefully indefinitely, because we are big advocates for true decentralization. And I know that as a tenet of our platform, and I also know that like me as an individual, I'm a big believer in that.
And Jeff, if I can, I just want to piggyback a little bit on the privacy aspect and the blockchain aspect that you were just mentioning. One thing I think it's important for the people that are listening to understand is, and stop me when I'm wrong, but my understanding that your application is built directly on the blockchain, so there's no personal information that's being retained. If you could speak to that, and then as well, right now I understand that you're on Binance. There are some plans though in the future: Ethereum, Harmony, Polygon, Crypto.com, Avalanche. Tie all that in for us together.
Yeah, absolutely. So we built our system without any databases. That's not entirely fair to say though, because like I have a database that I spun up on Morales just for some reporting on actual like public blockchain transactions, just for some faster rollups. But we found a better way and faster way to do it actually on the blockchain. So probably not going to even use that. In terms of the personal information, like we don't ask for any personal information. So like there's nothing that's stored with regard to that except for your username and your wallet address. And so like obviously like don't put your full name and social security number in your username. Pick something that people can identify you as, that's not like necessarily identifying yourself on a personal level. That'd be the only recommendation I have there. With respect to data, as far as I know, the only data that gets collected is anything that Google Analytics would collect. But we have an opt-out function, and if you don't opt in, it by default opts you out. So when you first land on any page of our site, it's going to ask you if to accept our cookies. We're not tracking, as far as I know, and I don't know everything Google tracks it, but we're not tracking anything about you with regard to it. We simply use it for analyzing our own website behavior to make changes in terms of the user flow. Google is notorious for capturing, tons of information, and so I can't speak to their data policies, but we do have a data policy on our website that explains everything. Not an expert on the data Google collects. If you don't feel comfortable with Google, then just don't opt into the cookies. And we're not using any of that information at any time. I think that the only exception there is that at some point in the future, we may allow projects to ultimately advertise and to retarget to people that are visiting our swap. That's not a feature we have right now. It's something that we've talked about. And so anybody that knows me knows super transparent. So if that was to ever happen, or if that was to ever be put in place, I'll make sure everybody is aware ahead of time and gets plenty of notice. And again, we would be using the same kind of cookie mechanism, I believe, to actually do that fingerprinting. And the fact of the matter is that y'all might not already know, but most of the big websites are already doing that. Today. What we're trying to do is actually do it in a way that keeps you, I guess, would keep you anonymous, would be ensure that it's fully bias free in terms of targeting. We've seen that happen as well on other ad platforms. So again, something we're thinking about, not something in the works now. If we ever were to roll that out, I'd be fully transparent about it. But again, not tracking your personal data.
Love everything about decentralized. Do you have another question, Jason? Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was just gonna kind of go back to the point of how he was discussing how the influencers or affiliates. It's my understanding they get rewarded in each network's native currency. For example, on Binance, they would be paid in BNB. On Ethereum, they'd be paid in Ethereum. Would you like to expand on that any?
Yeah, absolutely. So, one of the things that we thought about was avoiding the sell down of the actual currency itself. The thought is that by paying in the native currency, it allows for people to get rewarded, especially on the influencer side, to be able to have those funds and to be able to use them, for their life if that's their primary source of income, without impacting the project from a sell perspective. Now, that being said, they can go and then buy into the project and pay the same standard buy-in tax and the same standard exit tax that everybody else pays. And so that helps to avoid this idea of somebody coming in and dumping. Now, that being said, I think that, at some point in the future, we fully intend to allow a project to support that feature. Some people are willing to take that risk, and I want to make sure that people have the option. The fact of the matter is that the main reason I'm reluctant to do it is we're actually currently using the PCS liquidity pools, and so that's an important thing to note because they already charge a fee, and then there's the tax and there's everything else, and so that's why our costs are we focus our costs on being super low, and also in paying out on the BSC, it's less of a transaction that's actually going through PCS, which allows us to actually offset that cost. So it ends up being either neutral or net negative in terms of the overall cost of the transaction in the way that we're doing it right now. However, once we switch to using a private liquidity pool that I don't want to talk too much about, through a relationship that we have with an independent consultancy, once we roll those out with the various projects, and projects essentially will own their own liquidity pool in a kind of an open source fashion, we will be building our platform on top of that, so that we don't have that PCS fee, and that allows either the projects to be able to save that 0.25 or 0.3% for their project, or allows them to actually capture that themselves as a way of funding, helping to fund operations or innovations, or putting it towards other tokenomic mechanisms. And so that's when we would feel more comfortable rolling out project specific rewards. So excited about that.
Absolutely. So I was hearing a little bit, and hopefully you can expand on the uniqueness or the reason and rationale with the white label application. Um, every affiliate and every merchant is given, one for their own specific program type.
Yeah. So right now, on shillxswap.com, yeah. So on the merchant side, everybody gets a page. We haven't really promoted those yet because we ended up pivoting. We're actually launching our swap widgets, which are basically embeddable swaps. I credit to Flues. It's very similar to what Flues is doing. I got nothing but respect for them taking the widgetized approach. And it would be unfair for me to not say that, definitely taking inspiration from them. And I think it's important for people to acknowledge the people that are blazing trails. And so we saw what they were doing, and we saw our swap and what we were trying to do with personalization, and we decided the approach of basically having a widget was a better approach. And so widgetized functionality is pretty standard across all industries. And so in our case, instead of kind of a standard swap like they have that can be embedded with some simple colors, ours is like fully customizable. So all of the different colors, all the graphics, everything can be customizable. Plus we allow the projects themselves to be able to allocate their own fee on it. And when combined with our liquidity pool, becomes very interesting. And we charge no fee on any direct buy, which is interesting for the project perspective, because you don't have somebody basically sticking their hand in the cookie jar every time. Again, that's not an attack on Flues. That's just that's how almost every project in the space works, because they have a token that they have to feed, right? Which I can totally respect and appreciate. But in our case, since we're really focused on giving back to the communities, we don't charge on those direct buys, and then we only charge if there's an affiliate. And so we'll have to at launch, it'll support the affiliates, but we'll have to work on the dashboard and user experience to be able to explain how that will work. But essentially, continuing to use, Greek here as an example, Greek will be able to append his URL using something called a query parameter. For anybody that knows, you've probably seen them at the end of a website, but basically any page that has a swap on it, in which either has either that merchant's project or any project that they have decided to partner with or affiliate themselves with, Greek would be able to earn a fee from that page, that native page. And so that's important, because I don't want anybody to ever think that we're here to just pump shillxswap.com and somehow shift gears, right? That's not what we're here to do. We're not going to pull the rug, or you know what I mean? We don't even have a token, but you get what I'm saying. Our goal is to let's keep things as close to the community as possible, and let's let the community do the work that they need to do. And with the mutual understanding that they'll advocate for the affiliate program within their own community and help us to promote that. And we'll make money on that side, and that's enough for us to be able to continue to support the approach that we're taking.
Love it. Now, what we're here for today is Pool Day, which is 80% off of the taxes for each one of these projects. Of course, I'm going to focus on Glow V2, which is normally a 15% tax, but you get 80% off of that. So it's a nice time to get into it. Uh, Jeff, can you speak a little bit about pool day and how this kind of came about? What was the idea for it, and just give us kind of an overview. I'm sure you can talk about it better than I can.
Yeah, absolutely. So honestly, like all I was looking for was just an opportunity to get all the projects that I was working with to collab on something, and just do it. Like, I mean, everybody does like spaces and things like that. But I was like, how cool would it be if we can get them, like, everybody kind of together and do this big unified push for like all these great projects. And so as I was kind of thinking about ideas, I don't know if it was your own Glow Day or if it was, another project that was doing a discount. But I saw a couple of discounts happening on independent projects, and I was thinking to myself, like, okay, that's cool. What if we could get all of the projects on our platform to do it all at one time? And so I had the idea for Pool Day, and I started promoting it, and then, as we all know, the market took a poop, and so I was like, well, that couldn't have been better timing. Like, if there's going to be a day when everybody's going to get involved, and try to encourage, some community involvement in something unique like this, like, this is the moment. Like, I mean, not financial advice, of course, as always, but it's like, you got the market down significantly, and you get 80% off, the buy tax. Like, I don't know where the floor is. I'm not going to pretend like I know where the floor is, but assuming we're at the floor, like, this is as good as it gets in my mind. So yeah, I mean, we'll certainly see. I think the other thing that's worth noting here is that we're doing this for free. Like, we don't make money on the direct buys, and actually every single participating program had the option to contribute 0.25% to basically a marketing wallet to support the next, collab or pool day, and everybody opted in to do that. And again, that will be published and made fully transparent for everybody to be able to see those funds. I don't expect it to be a lot of funds, because 0.25% of a transaction is pretty modest without massive volume. But just want to be clear that, like, today is not about Shillx from a financial perspective. It's about the communities. It's about building healthy liquidity through organic transactions, even if they are discounted. For projects. And yeah, we're excited to be able to do it. I would also say that, it would be unfair for me to categorize this not being a benefit to Shillx. Like, for us, it's a massive branding opportunity to be able to get people comfortable with the Shillx swap. And, like, at the end of the day, to be able to make the affiliate program successful, we need people to be able to see that swap and trust that swap. And just trust the brand, especially as we roll out, the widgets. So it's a win for everybody involved in my book.
It's definitely nice that it's bringing. I love seeing all of these different projects together on one program. It's a very unite DeFi. And you're right, it's the perfect timing because everything's on sale anyway, and then you take the taxes off, and that makes it even better. So it really helps smaller projects like Glow still get that wallet count up, because we all have to hit that, at least that 10,000 magic number uh, for everything to flow through. So this actually helps each one of the projects. It helps attract new users, and it brings us all together in one big partnership, which I think is just so very important in DeFi for all of us to kind of be together as one and push together, because it's not us versus each other, it's us versus the banks, right? So I really love that it's everyone together in one place. So thank you for that. I think you're doing actually a wonderful thing, bringing everyone together in one group like this.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And I guess on that front, like, got a shout out with my two friends. First, Chris, who has helped me bring so many projects together, specifically of Unite DeFi, and then also with MetaBUSD, and then also Rick with Nobility, really, who has, with the Crypto Cup and some of the stuff they're doing, bringing projects together. It's just like, they've been big inspirations for me and what we're doing on that side. And the having Glow on it, which is obviously such a treasured project within the entire ecosystem and community. We are, I hate when people say humbled because it's not the right word, but like, we are just totally blown away at the love that everybody has shown us. And we're gonna have little speed bumps along the way, and as with anybody, but our entire mission here is to benefit the entire space as a whole, and we appreciate your support.
And I will have to just go off one thing you said there. You mentioned Chris, and I see him in the room here. That guy is Mr. Unite DeFi. He is in so many different projects and helping so many different projects out all come together. So much respect to you, Chris. I see you in here. Thank you so much for coming and all that you do for this space, sir. If I could, also, I see some new folks come in. If everyone could give a retweet so we can get more of our family and friends in here to hear about this great project and this wonderful Black Friday sale that we're having today on Pool Day. Mr. Jason, did you have another question for Mr. Jeff?
Yeah, a couple of things. Going back to Chris, Mr. Metacaptain, he was accused earlier by someone with a whole lot of knowledge of being the DeFi Rolodex. So I just want to support your opinion and Jeff's opinion on Chris just being a wonderful friend to a lot of different people, very knowledgeable, very insightful, very up to date on everything that's going on. I thought I was a robot, but this guy clearly does not sleep. So, Chris, we love you. One of the things when you talked about the magic number, the 10,000 wallets, I'm to understand that Glow has a little thing going on with that. You want to educate them on that, Legion?
Yes, actually, when we hit 10,000 wallets, which I looked at the other day, we're just shy of 1,000. When we hit 10,000 wallets, we get that cool little fancy logo on Trust Wallet, and you just don't exist until you get that fancy little logo on Trust Wallet, right? But once that happens, we're all grown up and stuff. We're gonna have a giveaway of what is it? 100 billion Glow, which is quite a big deal. So yes, when we hit 10,000 wallets, we're gonna have 100,000, 100 billion giveaway. Which, by the way, let me for anyone that's in here that's not from Glow family already, let me just tell you a little bit about Glow, if I may, real quick. Glow is a reflection token. Actually reflects in BUSD. It's one of the highest reflection percentages you can get in DeFi right now, with a 10% reflection in BUSD stable. It's a 15% tax, but where that tax goes, it actually goes to charity, lottery, and reflection. Lottery, if you have at least $20 worth of Glow in your wallet daily, we do a $100 BUSD lottery. So all you have to do is have at least $20 worth of Glow in your wallet, and there's a random lottery done every day. You can win $100. There's another one for this monthly that's $10,000. All you have to have is $50 worth of Glow in your wallet, and you can win $10,000. I also want to point out there is no transfer fee for Glow. So if you have one wallet with $100 and you want to split it up into two wallets, so you have two $50 wallets, so you have two chances for the $100 and $2,000 giveaway, you totally can do that, and it'll charge you the BNB gas fees, of course, but you won't lose any of your Glow. Now here's the part that spoke to me and why I really want to get involved with this project, is the charity. A portion of every buy and sell actually goes into a wallet that is given to charity once a month. I actually have pinned to the top our May charity poll. Now, what happens is the community actually comes together and gives the idea of projects to the team. The community then votes on those charities. So the community picks where this money is going to go to. That charity is then vetted by the team to make sure that it's a legit charity and the money is actually going to the right place, right? To the people who need it, not to CEO salaries. Once the charity has been vetted, community has voted on them, then Glow gives them a check at the end of the month for whatever percentage we have given them. Last charity was around $4,000 in total since inception. We're around $30,000 that we've given to charity, and thus far, most all the charities we've donated to has impacted children in some form or fashion. So not only do you get a chance to win money, get reflections, but you're also you're glowing up the darkness. You're actually helping somebody in need by being involved in Glow. That was my key thing. That's where I wanted to be a part of this. I'm Safe Moon Army as well. That's what got me into DeFi, and Safe Moon's trying to do something to change the world and make things a better place. So Glow absolutely spoke to me on that fashion. So anyway, that's why you should look at buying Glow on pool day and get your 80% tax off. Of course, there's a lot of other great projects on this as well, but I'm a little biased, kind of have to be. Okay, Glow stuff. Next is I also want to push you guys to Glow related. We're streaming this on two different YouTube platforms today. One on the Glow YouTube channel, the official, and also our partner and friend, the Greek. He's streaming this on his channel as well. Please go both of those and give a like and subscribe. The Glow one, we're trying to get that one up to the point where we can actually monetize that channel. Once that's done, that money will actually be put back to the project and help Glow and help all of us out. So if you haven't subscribed to the Glow channel, please go do that and play every video on there and like it. So that way we can keep this whole thing going and keep this going into the future. All right. Any questions? I've had no one come up. Are y'all all scared? Y'all just listening? Anybody want to come up and ask Jeff some questions? Ask any of our Glow people questions? Anybody? Somebody? No. I got a bunch of quiet people here today, Jeff. I don't know why.
I did a quick space this morning just to have a presence, and yeah, I feel like everybody's kind of focused on one topic right now, or just tired. And I get it. I think it's been a draining week for probably everybody. Pretty exhaustive. I'm sure people are just kind of just chilling, hopefully having a nice little mimosa, thinking about what their moves are going to be. I think that if today you're gonna make a move, like I would certainly be looking closely at all of the projects that are on our platform. Especially given the discount. And so, but yeah, certainly can appreciate it.
I've got to say it. Y'all quit watching them Luna charts and go and go check out some of these projects. I know that's what y'all are doing. Y'all sitting there watching Luna right now, going, "Ooh, it went up a little bit. Ooh, it went down."
You said it. You said it, not me. It wasn't gonna. I mean, you can't even mention Luna without saying like it's a very speculative investment. It has just as much of a chance of going to zero as it potentially, I guess, has a chance to go to rebound. I'm not going to sit here and promote or flood the project. I think it's a very interesting, highly volatile play for the right person.
Hey, it's giving us all something to look at and watch, right? If we all can collectively just watch one thing and support one thing, then hey, I'm all for it, right?
Absolutely, and it's just a reminder. It's a reminder if they can bounce back after that much of a nightmare, like it really opens up the doors for other projects that have been on a downward trend to be able to rebound.
You know, I was
And
going to say the exact same thing. I was going to say the reason I've been watching Luna because it's going to be a telltale sign of really the space, the DeFi space. So I'm curious to see how it's going to go, what all it's going to do for crypto in general. So I am one of those folks that are sitting here with Luna on my screen at all times.
see, I told you, Jeff. I know that's what they're all doing right now. They do not have Twitter open on their phones. They are literally sitting there watching charts as we speak, and we're just their background to their lunar chart watching.
That's exactly right.
The thing is it's so much. It is so much bigger than just one crypto. I don't know if everybody realizes the impact Luna will have. So it's definitely going to be worth watching just to see what it does. And the way that the CEO handles it is going to be a real telltale sign of that project in general. But yeah, this is better than a reality TV show in my life. You know, this is one of those things that is definitely caught my attention.
Yeah, the regulatory impacts of this alone, will be profound, regardless of how. Regardless, I think I saw. Don't quote me on this because I've been so focused on my own project, but I think I saw the SEC came out and said that they're going to be actively investigating and putting new policies around stablecoins specifically. So, you know, their ability to better regulate stablecoins is a pretty good indicator of what their plans are to do with the rest of the space. And, you know, I think it's also fair to mention that they obviously have a vested interest in doing so with the U.S. wanting to have their own, cryptocurrency and just everything that's going on with the world, and there's obviously kind of what seems to be pretty unfounded speculations about some pretty big money manipulating the market. But the fact of the matter is, regardless of the truth behind that or not, the fact of the matter is that regardless of who's behind it, big money wants in on this play, and big money can make big changes and can manipulate the market regardless of who it is or where it is, and so it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting, and kind of as somebody that's a big advocate of DeFi myself, it's one of those reminders where it's okay, thank you for reminding me of the significant risks here in that space in unregulation when people can go and do things like that. I mean, it was at a much bigger level, but I mean, we see that in DeFi all the time, even if it's just something as simple as a simple rug pull, right, or a simple pump and dump. And those happen on regulated markets as well. And I'm certainly not advocating for going more centralized or having it be more regulated, but just a friendly reminder that there's risk. There'll always be risk.
And
yeah.
it's a good reminder too. The next time you ask your favorite project when are they going to do something, and they say we're working on it, regulations, we want to do it right. This is why you say, okay, cool, take your time. Right here. Make sure you when they say they're going to make sure and do it right, and it's all going to be okay and safe. Let them take their time. Let them take their time and do it right.
So the impact of Luna itself, the way I look at it, the way that I guess the way I think people are going to look at it, this is going to be like the next Doge. It's going to have so much, so many people watching it. It's going to bring so many new people to the DeFi space just to watch this one project, which once they learn, I can't say to the DeFi space because they also are on a lot of centralized exchanges, but it's going to bring out crypto even more. Like I said, I think it's going to have the same impact that Doge did as far as bringing new investors into the market. But again, that's my opinion. I have no idea exactly how it's going to play out, but watching it, like I said, is better than a reality TV show.
And it could be so good for all of us. Just a lot like what happened with SafeMoon. With people made a ton of money on Doge and then took a lot of that money and put it into SafeMoon at its start. That if Luna can recover, and I hope everyone that is gambling on it, not financial advice, totally don't do it. But if you do, everyone that's putting into it, I hope they make a ton of money, and then that money can then trickle into the rest of our projects. So it actually could it could raise all of us up if they make it. So that's what I'm really hoping for. I hope it has that massive turnaround and people just make a ton of money off of it, and then they can put some of that money into our other projects and raise everybody up. So you're right. This could be a huge deal. That's why I figured I'd just bring it up, because I know that's what everyone's thinking about. And everyone's looking at is Luna right now. So I'll just bring it up.
You know, I can't speak for the CEO, but if I was in that position, one thing that I'd have to do, I would not even contemplate, you know, building a new fork. It'd be a terrible idea. I would take literally everything I had and plot those tokens back and burn them, because that's going to be the only way that anybody's going to ever trust the project again, in my opinion. So I'm definitely curious to see what his response is going to be.
Yeah, and since you mentioned Doge and SafeMoon, you know, I completely agree. I think it's going to be interesting to see all the new holders that it brings in. Without question, you know, I myself came into this space after being like a blue chip holder for a long time because of Doge and then SafeMoon. And you know, people that know me know that like I'm on the fence with SafeMoon. I've been on both sides of that project. The thing that I will say is that like them succeeding is in the best interest of the entire space, because at this moment, like very few projects have been able to break away from just the kind of upper ceiling that they kind of put on the market. And so it's going to be interesting. I hope for the sake of everybody that, you know, that this does bring in those new buyers, that they look at, you know, down projects like, you know, like SafeMoon, and you know, I really do honestly hope that they are able to rally, because I think it's, you know, it obviously takes some of the regulatory pressure off of this space, and it also allows for you know, other projects to be able to you know, obviously grow in conjunction with that, and I think it's just all around really interesting.
Oh yeah, you know, I will say this about SafeMoon: what they have accomplished in a 1 year time frame is purely amazing. I know they catch a lot of grief, they catch a lot of, you know, slack for every move that they made, but truly as a CEO token, the actual accomplishments, things that they have built, things they've put in place, to do it within, what are we at, like 14 months now since they've been around, somewhere around in there. You know, it's actually pretty amazing. So I will give them props. I always will, just because of the fact that, you know, they are kind of leaders in the industry, and they do put in time and effort. I do see stuff that, you know, a lot of people don't get to see. Um, you know, I'm never going to give a financial advice, anything like that, but you know, that's my opinion on it. I've been an investor for a while, and you know, I'm always curious to see where it comes. I look at it as a long-term venture, not a short-term payout. So,
Speaking of SafeMoon, I see some SafeMoon people in here, like Sam. I haven't heard their voices in forever. Also, I think there is like a whiskey day or something, and there's someone in here by the name of Whiskey. I don't know.
oh yeah, happy whiskey day, whiskey. Legion declared it whiskey day. What was that, Friday? Since
Today.
Friday was.
Yeah. Today.
No, you declared it Friday that today was going to be whiskey day.
It was Don Bailey it was his idea, because the 13th was Don Bailey Day, so he decided that the 15th would be be Whiskey Day. So yeah, sadly I don't see her in here, but
she's right there at the top. What are you talking about?
Are you talking about? No, it's the Sunshine for Whiskey. We have two whiskeys. Sunshine for Whiskey is
No,
at
I
work
see
right
you.
now. He is
She's in here.
She's right there at the top. She's laughing
Oh,
at
Whiskey,
you.
you are here. Why have you not come up and spoke to me, Whiskey? I'm gonna send you an invite right now. Whiskey, it's your day. How are you not talking to me right now? I need your shenanigans. Seriously. Me and Whiskey became friends in spaces before. Whiskey, how are you today? It's your day. Tell us all about yourself.
You guys are crazy. I got people wishing me happy birthday, and I'm like, it is not my birthday at all. This is all Don and Legion because I threw a fit that Don had his own day for no reason at all. Sorry I was late to your space, but it sounds like it's been a good space.
That's okay. I'm posting the tweet on the top right now that today is Whiskey Day, so more people can happy birthday and happy Whiskey Day, even though it's not your birthday, but that's okay.
I mean, whiskey and pool day, like, what's better?
Right? Yeah, I don't know. And people seem to listen to the host and co-host about anything that they say. I've had people say, in order to win a giveaway, you need to DM Whiskey and tell her she's awesome. And I'm like, oh, and I had like 100 DMs. And I just don't understand why people take hosts and co-hosts so seriously. I mean, nobody took me seriously, but I guess Legion with his Glow V2 and Big Boss style, now everybody takes Legion seriously now.
I know, Whiskey. Can you believe that they allowed me and my shenanigans to host spaces and like be the voice of Glow? Isn't that nuts?
No.
They
I
just
think
don't
you're
know.
perfect for it. You're perfect for it. It's fun to be in your spaces and just you have an energy and it's fun. I think we've all been around for so long that people have come and gone and spaces can be repetitive, and it's refreshing to have people that are new at hosting, even if they've been around for a while. To have new people hosting is just kind of a good energy and it's refreshing. So I know we joke and we probably should never host together, but it is fun to be in your spaces. I will always support your spaces when I can.
Thank you, Whiskey. It all started from my and I'll tell you, it all started because I think I was in Zeus's space, and I told him that he was one of my favorite spaces. And at the time, Whiskey and Mandoge was hosting a space also, and I got angry DMs from Whiskey that her space was not my favorite, so I got in trouble.
It was awful. I was so offended because Legion is just this happy-go-lucky person, and it was the segue. I was co-hosting the segue with TJ and Ed, and then TJ left, which made the dynamic change. And you were going on about Zeus, and Zeus, this man crush thing was happening. I'm like, what the frick? So I DM'd Legion and was like, listen, that is not acceptable. And so Legion made this big announcement that he liked our space too. So you got to watch Legion. He kind of he's a little shady sometimes. I don't know about Legion.
It's all fun and love, though. It really is.
It is. I miss being up on spaces and hanging out with everybody and talking. Maybe someday I'll pop open a space and let you guys know. But in the meantime, I will support the spaces when I can.
Well, I'm happy I got you into mine twice in a row. Makes me happy. So, okay, I've got a couple minutes left. Does anyone want to come up and ask any questions or, anything? Because I'm so surprised I have no one talking. Does no one has any questions or anything? You can ask Brian how much NDA stuff. He said he would totally tell you any NDA stuff you wanted to today if you come up and ask. In the next
Relax.
Which I will say, Brian does have some NDA stuff that he is working on, which is very exciting. So, totally can't tell you, but anytime a CEO says, I have stuff I'm working on, it's NDA, that means they're working. And that means the project is growing and moving toward the future, and good things are coming. Glow is still a baby. So we're growing and we're getting bigger, and things are happening.
And Legion tries to torture me because he knows that the hardest thing for me to do is not tell everybody everything.
Yeah, I'm about ready to start muting you because I know how easily you like to talk. So,
So Brian,
Brian
let me
loves
ask
to
you a
spill the
question.
beans.
let me ask you a question. So obviously nothing like NDA, but as you think about kind of the space, like I guess what's a project or token that you'd love to partner with next? Like even if you don't have a relationship with them currently, and also like if you're like had your dream exchange, which exchange would it be?
Those are very, very tough questions. I've always been a huge fan of crypto.com. And I know that is odd to say, but if I could get my token listed anywhere, it would be crypto.com. I have no idea. I haven't reached out to them. But I haven't heard nothing back. I've reached out to them a couple times. As far as wanting to do collaborations with tokens, there are so many, and there's so many good ones. One of my favorite people who's actually in the space, I don't know if he still is, but Meta BSD, Chris is absolutely amazing, and to be able to work with him to try to get into the metaverse and learn the metaverse is going to be pretty exciting. I got a couple other projects that I am working with that I'm pretty excited about. Hopefully more to come with that I can't really speak on. But yeah, I mean, right now, I'm very happy with the way things are going, with the connections that we are making and the new partnerships that are in the work. So definitely,
I'll be kind of cutting out a little bit. Is that just me or him?
No, that's him.
Okay. I was gonna say, yeah, like based on our relationship, sometimes I get some inside information on what you're doing. And just to be clear, I say inside information. I don't hold any tokens in the space because I don't want to have a conflict of interest with any project at any time. But I do have insights in terms of some of the stuff that you're doing, and I feel like you guys are absolutely everywhere. It's amazing all the stuff you guys are doing behind the scenes. Just totally impressed by the level of hustle from the team.
I appreciate it. Truly do appreciate it. And, I couldn't do a lot of the stuff without Jeff and Shillx, without the mastermind of Shane. The way his brain works is absolutely incredible. The whole Glow team. I mean, everybody that's on the Glow team, I'm super impressed with. And, I'm just, super glad, proud of the way everything is going. Everything is turning around. Well, I can't say it was ever bad, but everything is going the right direction. I'll put it that way.
And it's all about building those partnerships and those relationships. And the thing I love about Glow is we have almost the entire team here in the space. I had almost the entire team in the space yesterday, and they're always available in the Discord as well. So the cool thing about this project is it's not difficult if you have a question to get an answer. Brian actually answers DMs, and he answers people in the Discord, and so does Shane and Jared and Kimmy. And our moderators are amazing too. Jason is one of our moderators in there. So it's really easy to actually find out information you want. And the team's all docs too, which is really cool. You can go to the website and see all of us. So yeah, it's a really nice place to be with a team that's so forthcoming with information.
And just to speak on that as well, I am always open. If anybody ever needs to reach me, you can reach me through so many different ways of communication. If anything ever happens to your wallet, or if anything gets compromised, reach out to me. The faster you do it, the more I can help you. The biggest rule of DeFi is you never give out your seed phrase. So always keep that in mind. But if something were to happen, you hook up to something that ended up compromising your wallet, always reach out to me as quick as you can, and I can always do my best to help. Like I said, You can do it through Telegram, Discord, Twitter. Even majority of the holders have my cell phone number, so I'm always willing to talk to anybody and willing to work with anybody.
That's really good. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, speaking of questions, Brian, I have a question in the DM. I'm gonna read it, and if you could just answer it for me. I have a question about Glow. Is the company set up as a 501c3 or a LLC? Can we write off a donation to the charity through Glow?
We are an LLC. Unfortunately, there's set up the nonprofit. We can't, or there's no real way to write off the donation, but we are working on that. And we're actually working to try to create a a vetted charity donation portal, which, that's one of the things that I want to do with the foundation that we're wanting to put together. We're trying to build a foundation that's going to include scholarships. I mean, there's a lot that we have ambitions of building, and that's one of the things is, creating the nonprofit. That way it can be used off for the U.S. people to, donate, be able to do a write-off on their taxes.
So, as of right now, for those of you that couldn't hear, because I know it kind of broke up a little bit, LLC as of right now, but things are in the works. Foundation is in the works as well. Okay, see.
Well, I would suspect that, like, even for a charity donation, like, you would need to KYC to even be able to do that, which would mean some tax infrastructure. So, like, I would imagine there's some implications to having it be, a write-off as the person, even if there was a charity there, unless there was some KYC policy. So that'd be something as a community, I think, and I could be completely off because I don't know a ton about charities, but something to think about.
So all part of the plan. It's all going forward. It's going to be something we can do in the future. It's all about helping everyone.
Yeah, one of the things that I do want to do whenever we can put together the I have a feeling like I'm breaking up for some reason, but one of the things that I want to do once we get the foundation, get the donation portals, everything set up is, I want to be able to form the contacts that we have with the charities to where people can actually communicate with them. We're going to start getting the charities. We're going to try to get them on the podcast where they can speak and talk about where the money will go if they do win, and then winners, get them on there to where they could speak upon where the money is going, the good that is done. We've actually had a little bit of success with that. We do, before any money goes out, we actually do contact the charity. We speak to representatives. We get all the nitty gritty details. We KYC them. We do everything that is possibly can be done to make sure that the charity is a vetted charity. It does come with a chassis, especially when it's, any kind of charity outside the U.S. Looking at charities in the U.S. is a lot easier, but, we still are doing all the due diligence possible.
Brian, the last charity we did, you did a video call with them, which I thought was great. Can you tell the folks a little bit about the last charity we did, the April winner of the charity donation?
Actually, can we get Kimmy up here? Because Kimmy worked with the charity directly and setting everything up, and she would be the perfect one to speak on it.
That's in your invite. Let's see if she'll come up. If not, I'm sure if she won't come up, I'm sure Annie will, right? Because
While you bring them up, I was just going to say, because you mentioned security, Brian, that like with Shillx swaps, so we're a client-side application, which means it runs on your computer. It loads and then runs all the processes on your computer. And so there isn't necessarily the same level of man-in-the-middle attack as there would be if somebody injected code in our site, but they can, like if you were ever to get infected or have a virus on your computer, I mean, it's possible, and it's possible with absolutely any site. And so I don't say that to scare anybody from Shillx Swap or anywhere that they're connecting their wallet, but the important thing to remember here is like to make sure you're reviewing all of the transactions. So like before you sign, like just double check, make sure you're connected to the right site, double check the URL, double check to make sure that like it's the right amount. Make sure that you're clicking, slowly, because sometimes sometimes sites can have multiple signatures as part of the transaction. So just a friendly reminder for people that are newer to the space that like these are things that you just got to be cognizant of.
All right, we've got Kimmy up. Kimmy, can you please tell people about this last charities? I thought this one was really, really cool and actually kind of hit me in the right space. So can you tell people about the last charity and what they use that money for?
Oh, yeah. So our last charity was with Mercyland Christian Organization, and they are an organization that is based in Florida, but the original co-founder, Evison, he actually was a child that he was orphaned when he was quite young. He was only 7. And so he lived on the streets for about 5 years of his life. And some Christian missions went and actually, gave him a new start. They took him in and they gave him an education. He started school when he was 12. And just through, the programs that, different US-based Christian organizations have done, they were able to basically raise him from the streets and give him a proper life. And from there, he grew up and he became a civil engineer. And he wanted to go back and create something better for all the children, back in his homeland, back in Haiti. So he started this foundation, and they're building different orphanages. They are in the process of building their second orphanage that is going to house, I believe, 78 children from the ages of basically from kindergarten now till I think the 9th grade. So they have kids of all ages, but with our donation that we made, it's going towards adding solar panels to their homes because they're out in the countryside. So they don't have any electricity, they're off grid, but having this ability to add, safety, because he was saying that quite a few homes out there, they still use candles and they're still kind of, working their way towards electricity, and having that ability to offer that safety for the children and offering light, which goes so well with our theme of glowing up DeFi, glowing up the world. It's just amazing to see what we can all do as investors in Glow to be able to create such huge change. So that's just one part of it. He's going to continue to provide updates. He travels back to Haiti quite often. Every few months, he goes back and checks on progress. So the next time he's there, we're going to jump on a call, give everyone an update to see how well everything is progressing, and continue to support all of his efforts, along with all the efforts of all the other charities that we have supported.
Love
And Miss Kimmy, I'm sorry, Legion. Miss Kimmy, just to expand on that, for those who don't know, can you walk them through the process of how charities are selected and nominated and then voted on in our community?
Oh yeah, so suggestions come through multiple channels. Majority of them come through our Discord. So if you've not been to our Discord site, there is under the community section, there is a charity suggestion. It's the very top link. So if you go in there, if you have a charity in mind that you love and support and want to have as an option for us, go ahead and post a link, post a description if you have personal experience working with them. And what we do each month is we go through the roster and we investigate. We reach out to these charities, ask for their financial documents, validate if they meet the requirements. We are mainly looking for charities that have the majority of their funds go towards the cause, looking at just a lower percentage of ones that we're trying to not have most of our funds go towards administrative costs. So majority of the ones that we are working with have a higher than 70% rate that actually go towards their primary charity. So we go through all the vetting. We look at different vetting charity sites too. We reach out to them, ask for interviews. We have actually lots of phone interviews with a lot of these charities just to figure out what they do, to have them understand what we do as a crypto organization that supports charities. And so we have that, that two-way conversation, educate them on what crypto is about. And just like what Brian said, is looking for a way and a channel for them to actually get into the space, to start offering, crypto donation options. So that way they have a brand new source of income coming to them. But mainly we go through the whole vetting process on the back end. And then as we kind of near the end of the month, just collecting all the new suggestions, plus all the ones from prior months. As an internal team, we go through and review through all the websites and links, and we narrow down the vote to 5. And from the 5, we go ahead and present that to the community on our website, the charity page. You can go in, it's just a straw poll. You can click through the links, review through each site, and then at the end of the month, we basically reach out to those charities, let them know that they won, and ask for a video chat or a voice call or some way to help promote them and basically hand over the check. I know that previously we were flying out or meeting them on site to deliver a big check, but as we've kind of moved towards international areas, then we've kind of gone more towards the video chat option to let everyone know that we are delivering the funds to these organizations.
Love everything about everything with the charity part, and I love the transparency that we get, knowing exactly where it's going and knowing that it's something that's actually going to help. And that last charity, the fact that we actually were lighting up the kids in darkness, which totally goes with our whole mantra, just made me really happy. So that's why I wanted you to speak about that one specifically. And thank you so much for sharing all that, Kimmy. And those of you who don't know, Kimmy's kind of like the quiet one that we have to kind of bring up to talk sometimes, but she does so much in the background of Glow. But to speak to some of the points that she brought up, I pinned to the top also a link to our Discord, so you guys can join us in there and be part of that picking of the charities and doing the votes. Also, all of our daily lotteries and everything are in there first. So you guys get to see the winners real quick. I also posted to the top the next Twitter space for Glow Nation. We're having a BUSD buffet. We're going to have their core team there with us talking about their project. And they're nice enough. They're giving away 25 billion tokens and a $25 BUSD. So I'm going to break that up into a couple of different giveaways. So yeah, we're going to have a fun day on Monday. And it looks like I'm a little over time here. So is there anyone, Jeff, give me your final thoughts about poll day and about Shillx. Anything else you want to get out there into the community?
Yeah, I just had a friend reach out and ask specifically to explain how the 80% taxes get taken off, and is it a change in each of the tokens contract, or is it done through Shillx Swap itself? So in this specific case, it's through shillxswap.com. If Glow ever uses one of our widgets, then they'll be able to be on that site as well in the future, if we have for future pool days. Not to be confused with the Glow days that y'all do, where those discounts are applied specifically on your contract. So just keep that in mind. Today specifically, it's 80% off by taxes on shillxswap.com, and like I said, all the proceeds, all the remaining tax, the remaining 20%, is all to benefit the project, except for 0.25%, which is going into a shared wallet for all of the participating projects to be able to use for marketing the next collaboration.
Love it. Love everything about this project. And I'll end it with you, Mr. Brian. Do you have any final thoughts for us today, sir?
I think everything has been pretty well covered. I do want to appreciate Jeff for making this day happen. Thank you for everything that you do for not only us but for every other token in your community. Thank you for all that you do. And I will say, Jeff is a great guy. He does a lot for Glow. He works with us quite a bit, so very trustworthy guy. And thank you for coming on in our space.
Absolutely, my pleasure, and a big fan of yours, and a big fan of what you guys are trying to accomplish here. And made you quite a few promises, and I'm very excited to deliver on those and earn all the praise that you just gave me. So yeah, really excited to continue this collaboration.
Thank you, Jeff. I don't have any more. Okay. I usually end us with music, but I don't have access to my music right now, so I'm not going to end silently. My last thoughts is please follow the look at the tweets up top. Please support everyone in the panel today. Definitely support Jeff and Shillx. Support Glow, especially here on Pool Day. Go join the Discord for Glow and
support Greek DeFi as well. Thank you for helping us.
yes, like and subscribe to all of Greek's channels. And the Glow official YouTube is streaming this as we speak as well. Please go and subscribe. It really helps if you comment under the videos hashtag GlowV2 for those YouTube algorithms, so we can bring in our family that are searching for us on YouTube. So please go to Greek and the Glow channel, like, subscribe, and hit that the hashtag GlowV2. Would be very, very much appreciated. And go join the Dane Discord. We have fun over there. We usually doing the Twitter Spaces, and I'm playing music. We have little dance parties in the Discord too, so you can kind of be in Twitter and Discord at the same time if you're, one of those crazy people doing 2 or 3 things at once, like most of us are. So, and with that,
So I've got a few producer notes. Now I'm not going to let you end it like that because I have something fun in mind. Number one, I got knocked off for a bit. I did hear you talking about our Twitter space tomorrow, 5 o'clock Central with BBFT. And I heard you talking about that. We have a space now, thanks to Mr. Jared, in our Discord where we encourage anybody listening, come join our Discord, jump in there, give us suggestions of other projects that you would like to see in the future here on Glow Nation. I know I can say that we have Evergrow Coin in the works. We have Ever Reflect in the works. We have just a ton of really solid projects that I won't go into till I get it in writing. But Legion and I, we always want to put out content that people are interested in, that people want to hear about. So please jump in our Discord. You can DM me. You can DM Legion. If you're looking for me, go to the moderator section. You'll find me on some beach somewhere, and we'll take it from there. But if we still have, yes, we do. Since I heard this friendly little banter and everything going on with Whiskey, I'd like to personally ask you to contact me and let's come up with a fun little thing that we can do in the future. So, with that said, thank you for everybody that comes and entertains our nonsense and our attempt to just get contacts out, education out, bring light to the DeFi space. I mean, that's our whole goal. And thank you, Legion, for your personality and for letting me ride your coattails. You're awesome. We love our core team, and we hope to see all of you soon in Discord and everywhere else.
And Jason is he's the brains behind this operation. I'm just the talking monkey up on top. Jason put together this show. He put together the BUSD buffet show. And 2 other ones you put up also. Can you tell folks who are some of our future guests are going to be on Glow Nation?
Yes. I am in conversation now with a really cool guest. We are going to start doing a Monday and Thursday thing. I think you and I agreed on.
Yeah.
And we're going to do as much as we can for all of our community as often as we can. It all comes down to content and it not being repetitive, it being new, unique, exciting, and fun. So we, I'm not going to say who I'm looking at for Thursday until I get it in writing. But next Monday, uh, well, the next Monday coming up this weekend is BBFT. That Thursday will soon be announced following on the 19th. The 23rd, Monday at 7 o'clock, we have three core team members at least from Evergrow Coin, EGC. Um, and I might just know about some really awesome giveaways that are going to happen in that realm. The following Thursday on the 26th at 5 o'clock, we're going to have Eli with EverReflect, another one of very good friends of ours. And so, yeah, I encourage everybody to come in the Discord. Find me on some beach somewhere if you have ideas, projects you would like to hear from. But otherwise, we're getting them booked. We're trying to do as much as we can for information, for content, for some fun little giveaways, live dance parties, and it sounds like whiskey's really fun. So I'm looking to collab with her on something really fun. So I hope she reaches out. But um, outside of that, we were definitely looking to give you guys information and content along with entertainment. As everybody has said, we're not financial advisors, so don't take anything we say seriously. Um, but outside of that, just join us, give us suggestions, and we're happy to engage with the community. That's what this is all about. Bringing on great friends like Jeff and Shillx, and just cross communicating amongst the communities, trying to bring everybody together. And so we look forward to it.
Speaking of collab, there is no collab unless you have a Greek, and I do. When we have these shows coming up with like BUSD Buffet and Evergrow, make sure to pay attention to the Greek's YouTube channel because he may be putting out videos about those projects the same day that we do our shows. So you can watch his videos and kind of get a little bit of information about the projects without doing all that silly, reading stuff and learn about the projects and then come hang out with us in the Twitter space and ask all your questions. So yeah, we're trying to.
Yeah, and maybe it might. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe it might be a good idea, Greek, if you can do it. It might be a good idea once you know that we have a confirmed guest coming on. Maybe if you could do it the morning before. That way, people have the opportunity to see it and all that, and you can plug your space, our space, and everybody else's. That might give everyone just a little more time.
I got one more speaker that came up, and then we've actually got to wrap up. I'm about to get in trouble from the boss in the house that I'm on Twitter too long. Mr. Farm D, Safe Moon Farm D, what's going on, my friend?
Yeah, I appreciate it. No, thanks to all of you guys for putting this on. Just a suggestion I had, and because you're already giving a lot of good value and a lot of good information, I think it might be when you do one of these joint um, spaces or whatever you want to call it. I think it's a really good idea to also focus in on like how the market is right now. Maybe put something together where you have a joint, like not strategy session, but something to speak on what are the pitfalls of creating your own token or NFT project or anything else, because builders are going to work right now, and that's what they're doing. Hopefully, that's the key to any kind of bear market as people get back to work, right? So I think it'd be interesting to hear from all of you as creators what you're doing, what you have done, what's worked, what hasn't, and I think that brings a lot of value to the community and people that are kind of on the edge of, do we start a project, do we not, is this a horrible time? I think it'd be a great idea to have everybody chip in on something like that. It'd be really cool.
I'm stealing the hell out of the idea if they don't. So I think that's going to happen.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say you got producer ears listening. That's a fantastic idea. I will get with everyone, and that's a great idea for a themed um, Glow Nation space. Is to cover all those issues. So we're flexible, and thank you. That's very good insight, and I think it would be a very good idea.
Yes,
Thanks,
thank
guys.
you. I love it. Jason has a way of getting in touch with CEOs of projects, so we'll have to get a couple of them together all on one show and discuss. So thank you for that. I appreciate that.
It shall be done.
This all works out so much better when y'all all come up and talk. So I'm gonna end it before I get in trouble with the boss. So I want to say thank you to everyone. Thank you, Jason, Brian, Jared, Kimmy, especially Jeff. For I know you've had a long morning on Spaces. Thank you and a lot going on. So thank you so much for spending time with us today, and thank you for all my speakers and all my listeners. I appreciate y'all.
Tomorrow, 5 o'clock Central. Don't miss BBFT. Lots of prizes, giveaways, and most importantly, the Greek will be running it. We'll be running it on our official YouTube. Come join us. Give your thoughts. Give your opinions. Might win a little something. Who knows?
Yeah, Sunshine.
Might get dragged into a dance party. I know Jared was going to volunteer for the dance party thing, right, Jared?
Yes, Jared. I hear
If y'all
Jared's gonna live stream on the Glow YouTube channel him dancing. Isn't that right, Jared?
I'm gonna try.
Yeah, we can keep.
I'm gonna try my best.
And if y'all don't hear me on hashtag Glow Nation anymore, you know why.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna end it there. Thank you all so much. Y'all have a wonderful Sunday. Do something nice for somebody else. Try to bring some glow and light into someone's darkness. Be nice to somebody, and just have a great weekend, everyone. Thank y'all so much. Enjoy the rest of this official whiskey day and pool day, and we're all gonna make it and get to the moon together. So thank you everybody for coming. I'll see y'all on Monday.
Love you.